Sanje Chudan Zoji Jonola Shanja Pada Dana Chasanje Dagu Chishe Jebe Tonanje Rola Pencha Sanje Raba Jo Sanje Chudan Zoji Jonola Shanja Pada Dana Chasanje Dagu Chishe Jebe Tonanje Rola Pencha Sanje Raba Sanje Chudan Zoji Jonola Jangchub Bada Dana Chapsamje Dagu Chishe Jebe Tonamje Rola Pencha Sanje Raba Okay, have some tea, water. Good. Coffee, some alcohol. Anyway, yeah. Therefore, any kind, yeah, even we have to feel very grateful. I'm able to live like 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. I think 80 years, like for us, our case, maybe better to just go. No, I have so many reasons that. Now you can go to the hospitals and nursing homes, like old people. They're humongous suffering, humongous, right? Like who taking care of them with the nurses and doctors? Of course, they're taught to best, but they don't have real love for taking care of them. This is their job. Therefore, I'm thinking, if I'm going to die, just better to die just soon, whenever I time to die. Because some people leave the oxygen for the troop inside. Don't do that, okay? Next time you want to put some note, your family's friends. If the doctor says, I need to use the oxygen, just better to just go die. Just, you can go to the hospitals, some people look, you can see half look at their life, half they die. It makes it too difficult for them, himself, him, he or she, it's very difficult, very suffering, because when we're getting old, our mind becomes like child, very child's mind. Then whatever we want, we couldn't get, right? Then also when we're getting old, we also have sometimes the old memories that come back, that we feel more sad. The luck. I'm just think about it. When I'm not able to take care of myself, just better to die. Therefore, you can also think that's better, You're not able to take care of yourself, just better to just go to the new life. His Holiness Dalai Lama, when Geshe Tenley was sick, I think maybe 3 weeks before, we went to see His Holiness, Toronto. He said, it's okay, come back to the young kid. Like that, like that. You just, stay half you die, half life, just change your body, come back new life, that's better. Are you guys getting? So you want to half die, half life, just stay there. Sometimes I went to the funerals, no funeral, how you call it? The nursing home. It's very terrible, They're really waiting for the die. It's very difficult for them to, because kids have their job, they cannot able to come all the time. Then they're not able to take care of themselves. They have to also depend for others. Then whatever they want doesn't get, whatever they're looking for they doesn't get. Whatever they wish, they doesn't get, then the mind becomes very, the body is very weak, also the mind very weak. Therefore, I'm just thinking about it. If I'm not able to take care of myself, then just go to die. I think you guys do like that also, okay? You don't want to live like, put your food in the pipe. That's just useless. A lot of people do like that. So, very terrible. So right now you're the healthy, then just enjoy your life, okay? Every morning when you wake up, try to just move. I'm able to move. Sometimes, you're not able to move. You're able to move. It's, I'm grateful. Thank you for God. I don't know what we say. We say thank you for Buddha or thank you for my karma. I'm able to move. I'm able to walk. Just, it's grateful. I have to rejoice another day to live my loved ones. Right? In the morning, you have to make sure your vision just too positive. If I get up, time to go walk. But this time we're not able to go walk, right? Everyone's at home. But we just, stressful, it's after done that, just makes it more worst, okay? Therefore, how you say, just rejoice. Whatever we have right now, that's better. Whatever we're doing this right now, it's good. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. Except the Buddha. Even the 10 beaming, Karo, Shasa Sachawa, Jelatana Numal Hayres.
So Bodhisattva on the 10th Bhumya still have some kind of stains in his mind remaining.
Tamji, you're talking very far away.
Bhuminda.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Therefore, whatever we have right now, just rejoice. Just, content. If that's good, then most things, we have two things too. We have two things to change our mind. Ego is very bad, right? Ego doesn't want to talk to anyone. Ego doesn't want to listen to anyone. Ego doesn't want to follow anyone's. Right? Ego doesn't want to say, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's all right. The ego is very bad. Then another word, the fix our problem is the sorry. Sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. Did I spelling test pass? Good. Because if we say someone says sorry, it's not means we are the wrong, they are the right. It's not like that. Sometimes a lot of people just feel, if I say sorry means I do wrong. It's not like that. It's misunderstand. It's not like that. It means you more respect, value other persons, other one. Do you understand? You got it? It's not say you're wrong. I am wrong, you're right. Not like that. In different ways. Like example, is India time is behind us or front us?
In front.
In front.
In front, right? We are the behind India time, right?
Yeah.
It's not means we are the behind the India. 12 hours, 8 hours, what? 10 hours. It's not like we are the maybe 10 hours behind the India. It's not like that. It's a different time. Same, if we fix something to be said sorry, then just say it's not means, because I did wrong for you, therefore I'm sorry. Not like that. Remember? It's very, usually we don't really think about that. It's very powerful word and the sorry. Example, someone says sorry for you, then you feel better, right? You have some difficult time, some argument, and someone says, even your husband or wife, he said, sorry, honey. Then you feel better. You blue, how's that? Blue? Jigla pujabi, blue. Balloon. You balloon just air go away. Just sorry on the wall. Sorry, just one. Before you just very, very tight, complete, your blue speech just almost become pop. Then the moment the other person says, sorry, then you blue just fall down. This we have to do experience, right? Okay? These things really work. Sometimes bodhicitta doesn't work when we have difficult time. Because we are very, very low level practitioner. And emptiness doesn't work. Bodhicitta doesn't work. Compassion doesn't work this time. These things we need to, when our mind be very calm, then more developed, then difficult time it's work. Otherwise, we have difficult time, we try to do that, it doesn't work. Best way, just simple work, say sorry. Just ego. Just don't follow ego. Okay? This is a practical. Yeah, practical practice, okay? Otherwise, you have like 4 hours practice every day, 4 hours practice. 4 hours you spend time practice. After you finish, your wife, your husband, or your friend do something wrong, you just immediately you get up, you get mad. Oh, it's not means I'm not saying don't do practice, okay? Of course we have to practice, but sometimes in order to I want something example. 가지 빼차시는 매식 첨보 싶으나 가서 민나게는 매식 첨보지 용월 사발라 딩에디야 소보 속으로 매디 주통에 칼라 사고로 was.
So, for example, if you're going to take a very strong medicine, then before you do that, you have to make yourself strong enough to be able to take that. So, by taking some kind of more protein in the food.
대도 지발에 가서 냠내식 첨보 등하도 단단하도 라 간도 되게 라타샤 제 도움도 대용발에 띵ည라 탑신 다음라 진의 양도고도.
Well, in the same way, in order to do a high level of practice, which is not easy or could be done right away. So in order to do that, you have to first do many other small practices or apply different means to be able to do that.
Okay. Therefore, just check small things to just try how they work. Okay. We usually some problems if we don't try. We just try this a little bit, it doesn't work anyone. Try a little bit, just how it really work. Sorry. Then just try to put down ego. Sometimes, our ego, two people have the ego, right? Very strong ego. We say, oh, I don't want to give up. I'm the right person. The other person also, no, I'm not wrong. I did this perfectly. I don't want to give. You both have very strong ego. Then finally, it doesn't work. Then you feel, I shouldn't do that. I should stop this long time. It's too late. Right? It happens sometimes. Sometimes we say very bad words for our family members, husband and wife. The other person also get mad. Then you feel also, you don't want to say sorry, but you feel very bad. I shouldn't say that. No, I can't. What can I do? She not get mad or he got not mad. You just stay your side. Oh, God, cannot. then you say, I've tried my best. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, after a while, you have regard, right? When you calm, then you have regret, right? Regret, yeah. Then we are pretty late. Before regret, we just try to stop as best. You're a more smart person. Okay, this is how to daily practice. We leave the samsara with the best friend, ego, jealous, attachment, self-obsession. We have to how deal with them. We always looking for the negative ways. Do we? Yes. Usually we don't really think for appreciate other person to do. We just most do some negative ways. If you look in negative ways, always look negative things. I just want yesterday something explained for my Facebook I couldn't find. But I'm going to Kushe bana kushe jaset to ta chudo me bana ngazo tanda carpet do yo do na la ta waina ko remote ya bo yo mare na로 chiro karo kanila wo
No.
na로 chiro chide ngazo thoda de chidero aro
그래.
제가 날 다나 코 다지 remote 파데 코 쪽전로 야 bo yo mare 줄로라 다나 코도 대서 제까지 야 bo 니 지 오시 통고요 봐서 제가 tel라 코 따사 말어 니도
So it's like the like a brocade, the cloth, fabric, brocade fabric. There's an inside and outside part. So the outside is the proper part, right? So inside is you usually hide it, or you cover it with the the lining inside. And so the outside is really nice, but if you look at inside, it's all a very messy inside.
저도 내 셔단 빼 메토야 보도 안 된다.
So you see the brocade there.
단 네기 잡로 나로 타나 아니 리모데 요 말에서 코 자가이 때때 넘어 다셔. 단데 잡로 마보다 값이야.
The patterns are very nice on the outside, but when you look at inside, it is all very messy. It's all crooked here and there, and the colors are not good, and so it's not like you see outside.
제자가 남주 간도 제다 제자 간도 소소가 따다 그러면 쇼직 야가다 이거 야자냐면도 간지 콜라 야도 샤니도.
So the brocade, like that, the brocade has this two sides, the two different like patterns, inside and outside. So outside is the one that you show to people or you decorate, right? So you don't use it, you don't use the inside one. So just like that, that's the two way of looking at the things also.
제자 간도 남주 차도 따야 돼. 네거티브 쇼도면 야가 쇼도 잘 따고 말이지.
And so when we're looking at the things, we usually look at the not mostly positives.
군조. I like that. It's like that. 나도 마제 데레다 마제다 데레 마제 제자가 거디나 네거티브 차차자 마도 포지티브 쇼치 따야 탑시 제다 로 디쇼로 곰도 그래.
So there's both sides, the negative, and positive, just like there's the inside and the outside part. So what we try to look at, usually, mostly, is the negative. We don't see the positive. So that's why we have these negative emotions.
제자, no one's perfect. I really told you, right? No one's perfect, except Buddha. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Therefore, you don't feel, oh, I'm very bad person, I'm very lazy person, I'm very unlucky person. Don't think that.
Look down.
Yeah, don't look down. It's very bad for us to look down.
So that's why Buddha said we should have confidence. should not have a pride, but should have a confidence.
Look down. Is no one perfect, I say everyone just, if everything is perfect, then the world becomes beautiful. Right? Right now, it shows we are not perfect. And the world become like crazy right now. See? We think someone does. It's not, we just individual that. We say, if today is going to vote, we have big voting, we say. We have peace or war. I think maybe 99% vote for the peace, right? Are you guys vote that peace or war? Which one? It was a peace, right? But peace start from outside. We don't start, we don't do peace. Then we just say just empty word. But it's not easy. It's easy? Are you guys easy? No, it's not easy. But it takes time, just day by day, slowly, slowly. Okay? Therefore, more things, don't look down our own self. Do be more confident. Then try to learn how to say sorry. Do you know how to say sorry? But our ego said, doesn't want to say, no, I'm not wrong. I didn't do any wrong. He wrong, she wrong. Therefore, this mind just a little bit put down, try to learn sorry. It's not don't misunderstand. It not means because you are wrong, other person is right. 그래서 sorry said, 미 파줘와라야. 아니 지가 기접당. 아니 미 파줘와라야. 가지고 땅 통쓰기 버려봤어.
So by saying that, you respect other person.
Okay, that luck. This is a daily practice. Okay. Oh yeah, 되지. 다 안에 가서 당아도 다 상주고 셈께 당아도 상주 좀 차로 이제 됐어.
So now we've been talking about generating bodhicitta, right? So we're already a bodhisattva now.
Are you already bodhisattva? 10 bhumi? Who's the 10 bhumi? It's okay. 세상에 가리나 지나서 쉬고요 와. 우투 맞아서 얘나 유 마셔서 된nen가 저랬어.
So I've been telling you all the time, don't push too hard, but don't completely leave it either.
제 장갑이나 지나도 되게 소화되는 왔잖아. 단디 값기 팬데믹 단디 값 도입내도 다 나와 죽선으로 나서와. 아니 나도 추켈랭에도 말랭이 전에 추켈랭에도 셈바테 슬러 요레스 때때 영어래.
So we've been through this now pandemic, right, for the last 5-6 months, and so there's a difference in the people who believe and who doesn't believe in the Dharma.
When we first, we said we're going to close center, we said 2 weeks. I'm not saying I have the close one. I knew it was not happen 2 weeks. I just thought that time was like a couple of months. But we said we're going to close a couple of months. People said, really? Wow, it's very difficult. We're not possible to close a couple of months. I knew that the people saw that, and I just told them to okay. We just said 2 weeks. Then we check. Now happen like 4 months. Maybe still we have to couple of months, maybe years. We have to stay like that way. But our minds right now like usual, right? Are you guys like usual? Like pretty relaxed, right? Maybe before, you Sunday, you come to Sunday, every Sunday, Wednesday, come here, like morning, like something you're missing. Because every day you come to Sunday, then you stop, you have something to missing. Now you become like normal like that. Is you like normal? We're not able to go out, wherever we want. We not go out without mask. Now we just, become like normal. Everyone just do that. Therefore, it shows impermanent. Things change. It's not however that. Therefore, this pandemic also, not however, but still maybe a couple months. Still we can see in China also more than 8 months. Is August, right? Yeah, 8 months. Still they're not stopped. Still they someplace keep going again. Here also we like that. Therefore, maybe we have years until all the scientists try to the best way to get the, how you say? Vaccine. Last couple of months ago, okay, England going to the first one, or Germany is first one. No, Australia's first one. Everyone said they're first, no one's come up. Still they're working. Therefore, still right now they're going straight until the disease just go away. Maybe we are not able to get the real medicine. Therefore, just our mind, just keep on, just normal. Just maybe have to go deal this maybe more time. Just our mind just keep karo.
Determination.
Yeah, pemba se depende ko chimboro.
So the determination, is very powerful also, very strong.
제가 소소 펜바 가래 나니 되게 소소 링아에서 가게 제도래. 소소 펜바되면 나도 제도면 돼.
So if you have the determination, then you will, you will be able to strive, all your body, speech, and mind, to do whatever you want to do. But if you don't have that, then you even if you are able to, you won't.
제가 이마에 나타 간지 소소가 소와 제가 와다 양 소와의 제가 탑시 양 소소 이거 따죽 선망주가 되는 최고래서.
And since one has to live, so one should do whatever one needs, to by using different methods, different means, to find one's livelihood.
제가 내가 가장 군들이야 야기 아니 랍트라 마보지기야 손답지나 다 가도 단대 갑라 다 가르치는 야가래스 송송와 아니 군두고 대랍 제외나라 아니 딱 아니 야대 전부 시발lega 송도 마다나 송와 같이 주제나 될만가 지시 요새 나 다가를 라레다는 줘야래스 딜이야 요 말 송송와.
So during the teaching or conference, with many students and professors, from many universities in India, when they asked His Holiness what they should do, and then he quoted, from Shantideva's text that verse, if it can be fixed, then there's no need to worry. If it cannot be fixed, then no point worrying. So it's just follow that advice.
제가 그동안에 삼로 야보 이런 거는 내가 데려도 나도 다 제도만 도 내 담보자.
And so if we really think, think properly, then that's how it is. But for us beginners, to think in that way is a little bit difficult.
제가 아니 되네다 아니 샴바 니제 샹접 섬 공부하나. 되게 소소를 펜도 남중아도 샴바 니제 공부도 섬진 샴바를 해서 섬진 젬베 체들 섬도 excuse me, 섬진 젬바면 소소지 펜도 매완도 섬 다쇼로. 대가도 뺀 농도 젬보르다스.
So if we generate loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and that will be very helpful to oneself. If we usually think like when you are compassionate to others, when you are loving and caring to others, you think you're doing for the others. You're not doing for yourself. You feel like you're doing for others, but that's a mistake. So if you think like if you do that, it actually benefits yourself. So it's you are doing for yourself.
소소절 샴바 니제 슈카세 채와 섬지 소소고 셈발 흘려 용하다. 아니 셈베 소소고 셈바 그냥요. 땡데 팽겨서 봐.
So more compassion, loving kindness, and bodhicitta you have towards others, that much more you yourself will be more relaxed, more at peace. So that really benefits yourself more.
I went to bathroom. No, because my door's closed, the wind. Then I'm getting more hot, and I just opened my door. 어제 제자 어디 대제다 가장한도 아니 지금 맛이 전제 주소죠. 당어도 만보 좀 따대. 맞아서 그 주소 좀 당겨요.
So we've been already discussing a lot about recognizing all sentient beings as one's mother, and remembering their kindness, and developing a wish to repay their kindness. Right? So we did some practices in the class, and I'm sure you've been doing a lot also on your own, right?
어제 다 내가도 다 드린 다 가장한도 샴바 때 쉬대 맞아. 가다 다 가도 샴바 겁살래. 아니 맛이 전제 주소도 야보 여와이나 아니 샴바도 코 라슈 콜레고 들어가시. 되면서 코 싸다 때문에 섬방고 있어 말이야.
So what is the best way to develop that wish to repay the kindness is by developing or generating loving kindness and compassion towards others. So if you have a strong recognition of all sentient beings as your mother and remember their kindness and develop the wish to repay that kindness, then that thought of loving kindness will come naturally.
제가 안에 다 샴바세야 돼. 샴바 공부라 샴바세야 돼. 가르를 먹이 열었나? 아니 대화도 못되면 샘지들 먹이 열었어. 무사 될 먹고 열었어.
So what kind of sentient beings is loving kindness observing that or focusing on? It's focusing on sentient beings who are deprived of happiness.
제가 다 단대 가는 잠불리기야 미참마다 샘제 참마가도 쉬먹었지. 단 잠불리기 샘제 참마 대화도 못되면 샘지 차대요. 가지 둥하기 다까지 진짜 몇 번 나들다리.
So right now, the all sentient beings, I mean, especially all the people in this world, because of the pandemic, they're all deprived of happiness, going through lots of sufferings, and so deprived of happiness. And so we can develop loving kindness, observing all the people in the world, wishing them to be happy.
어때? 다 미사들 샘제 참마라면 다 나도 가리 삼고래 샴바스에 간디 삼빌로서나 아니 드리 샘제도 대화단 채나 야포도 삼에 쩌마루 삼복 드리 삼도 지용 거래스.
And so the loving kindness is a kind of a mind that wishes others to be happy, thinking how wonderful it will be if they are happy, like that. So that kind of mind is called loving kindness.
다는 이제 대화단 채플에 제치 소소소 쏘봤다가 대치용 것도 왔어.
And so may they possess happiness. May they be happy.
다는 이제 다도 듣지 말아야지. 다 빼잖아 특가가도다. 대화단 채플에 제치. 대화단 채나 쩌머리니 bet니 로지고 그랬어도.
So like thinking how wonderful it will be if they are happy. May they be happy. So that forces more, one not just wishing, but really praying for them to be happy.
제가 가제 든지게 안에 샘대 가도 제가 제다봤나 샘제 가제를 도와나간데 안에 소소고 지금 얘도 뭐와 토밀로도 코칼레 그런 말도 아니 얘도 완통이 차로 살아.
And so when you have developed this kind of loving kindness towards others, then you see them all as a beautiful. So the view of others being ugly or unattractive will be gone. So it will be not there. So when you see people or other beings, you only see them as very beautiful.
어제 든지 다 든지 삼 든지 곰고 다도 삼다 다대 삼로다네 대고다 삼로다네 곰전에 대고다 도 진짜 되나 단단한도 초와도 keleng마다 도 진짜 마마 가상의 지로는 봐 말레메 칼로 고마도 뚜뚜다 뚜뚜 담보 고마고 담보 다자 뚜뚜다 고직 차용해요.
And so this kind of thoughts, doesn't come right away easily. You have to, force yourself to think like that at the beginning, and then you have to, practice for a long time, and then eventually you will be very familiar with it, so that it will become like an automatic. So it will come right, by itself. So just like I mentioned before about the example of churning or stirring the milk, to make the butter. If you stir the milk, you don't get butter right away. You have to keep on stirring for a long time. Then after some time, then you get the butter.
제장 같은 게 샤바고한테 꽤 무슨 펜치고 송도 같은 거 배잖아 통소야.
And so as you might have seen in the text, that there's a great benefit in developing that kind of loving kindness.
배차잖아. 배나 가지단 잠블리 셔와 차 추글이야. 아니 줘봐. 단 잠블리 가야긴 줘봐 피할래 장 아니 근데 샴바 공부하는 디가 아니 페이체그래 송들이 누구 보잖아.
And so it says like, there are like the billions of world system, right? So, so you're visualizing all the world system in its purest form and making offering of all these billions of world system. And how much merit you accumulate there by doing that, by making that offering, by making offerings of the billions of world system. And it says that developing loving kindness creates even more merit than making offerings of all these billions of world system.
아니 다 나중엔 누도 간제 배나 배는 잠블리 강대가 칼라 수루치 디 칼라 때는 semje 참발아 니마레 테마 숨숨 심발레자 샴바 아니 테마치 곰바데 페이체 그랬어 도스도.
And then let's say that you prepare a food that's enough for all the people in the world, and then you feed them every day, like 3 times a day, every day. And so, but of course, you create a lot of merit by doing that. But developing loving kindness creates even more merit than doing that.
제가 아니 진짜 임백에 쿠르들로도 다 간제 아니 산지 좀 되는 건 너나 뭐 요레스. 단다 지나서 배차 가도 라바이 나도 여기 들으나라도 단다 첸체와가 루지마다 샤바트 캠도 도와세. 나티 람림 치면나도 뭐 요레.
So these are not obvious teachings, like it's a hidden, right? So you have to depend on the scriptures, quotations, or logical reason to prove that. And so that for us to see that is not possible because of our limited knowledge. So there are so many scriptures they quote from sutras that's quoted like that. So we believe that.
당한도 저 가리 나스 때 진짜다 다 덴디글로데 빼면도 제칼에 가오르지.
And so why is it so difficult to develop that kind of thought, the thought of loving kindness and compassion?
제가 남주변에 가서 수수 가사 야사지마도 대화다 댐브라 치치 대화다 트브라 치치 대화다 대나 야본도 드네서 상고 말했어.
So I mean like towards all sentient beings. Right? Of course, we have kind of loving kindness and compassion towards the loved ones. So people who are close with, to them, yes, it's easy to have loving kindness, to wish them, to be happy and think that how wonderful they're happy. That's easy to come.
뭐야, 당어도 곰들이 자기다. 당어도 네 잠바도 곰게다. 남주양 잠잠가도 잠바 곰고리 니제고나 간이 삼고나 간에다 대고나 삼데 다 대마요 쳐대. 자, 하 공유도 거거다야. 하 먹고 요새 봐야. 하 공연에 한가도 곰들이 잡아야다.
So you might be wondering, how do we meditate on loving kindness? How do we generate loving kindness and compassion? Or how do we meditate on that? So those of you who knows, but there might be some people who don't know. So for their benefit, I'll explain a little bit, and then we can do a meditation on that for a little while.
다지나도 삼로지 땅데 다 남중아도 지금 소식 사도 되는 마음보 요래 근데 근데 땅토가 간지 수준 되려야 상제도 샤조 삼바 참아요 삼바텐데 삼바다.
And so you can start with visualizing the merit field, like we usually visualize a Buddha, Buddha surrounded by all the bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, like that, and visualize that in the space in front of you.
다 나지겠다 소순도 거라고라 간지 샘제 자시요 너지요 바비요 메리요 되는 삼거지 간지 단대가 미세가 잠블릭 미참아요 삼바리 삼다 하더라고 차르르로 삼다.
Then surrounded to oneself and all sentient beings, especially all the people of this world, those who are affected in some way, by the pandemic. So think about that. So you don't have to think, like particular person, like that's Tashi, Dorje, Bob, Jen, and so like that. But just think that all the people in general are there.
제가 대샴백이 미바리 샴백 미바 대화다 메디베 심제서 데레 대 람림 치면 아주 요래.
So that's your focal object, the object to focus on. So wishing them to be happy, wishing and thinking how wonderful if they're happy, like that. So that's your focal object.
아니 야 콘솔 배나 나라 나지 간지 쇼게데 고나마 참르바 짱짱 요바 간지 동아 제마차와 요바지 간도 삼라 소원 예고 그래서
And so you have to think about them being deprived of happiness and encountering all kinds of problems, just like myself. They are all encountering all kinds of suffering.
뭐다 다드네 대다 설명하고 미파 탄탄디 배나 람람 치부다 담다다 섬도 대화다 천나 지마로 아니 체브라 제직 아니 체브라 샤고서 어디 삼다다 섬도 다 땡가서 섬데 바람 제시다다 이가 집바이나 가나 하고 뭐 백일 가가 우리도
체버 다기 차왔어요.
체브라 담보 천나 지마로치 아니 체브라 제직 아니 체바 닥 샤고서
And so there's a three thoughts you have to develop. First, okay, so first you focus on, think about all these sentient beings around yourself who are deprived of happiness, just like yourself, and then develop this wish. So first, how wonderful it would be if they are all happy, and may they all be happy, and I myself will lead them to happiness, like that. So there's these three thoughts to develop.
오케이 다 두세다 다 담보 안에 도체 삼다 안에 대화단 천나 제마로 냠네 까마카치 대쇼스.
And so now develop that thought first. How wonderful it will be if they're all happy. So have that thought for a couple of minutes.
뭐야 다 니바데 안에 대화단 체브라 제치 냠네야 대삼다 다라 삼다 대고도 왔어.
And now second, think about, think that may they be happy. So just hold that thought. Just keep thinking like that. May they be happy.
Oh yeah, dan tamate, tende devada demba, devada cheba dakashago, garanga chetuna kayabundu, something samgo, boss.
And then the third thought is, I myself will lead them to the happiness. So, hold on that thought for a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, that too in Gomjago, that the chance to Gom to the job was.
So that's how you are supposed to meditate. So please try to meditate like that.
Tanda Chamba Gomtati, Nato Lamrim Namro, Lachole, Tanda Lamrim Chemoti, there's a yarn.
So actually, the great Lamrim text by Tsongkhapa is, I think, little better, explains a little better way of meditating on loving kindness than the one in the Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand.
Tangandu Travachile, Tawana Tende Sunum Chimbo Karichin Yongos, the Travachile.
And so now we got this caution, right? Earlier we talked about comparing the merits. When we compare the merit, of developing loving kindness is much more greater or far greater than making offerings of the 3 billion world system like that. So how is it that developing loving kindness creates more merit?
가르에서나 샘칭을 차요 말아. 샘칭을 차요 말아. 잠깐 들리지 요 들리요 말 차요 말아. 참에와다 만두 샘고 볼래야 샘제 참아서면 제다 샘제가 차다 냠베가 아니 소는 그 속상이요 그랬어.
So because when we develop loving kindness towards all sentient beings, there's no limit to the number of sentient beings, right? So sentient beings are countless. There's no limit to the number of sentient beings. And so therefore the merit you accumulate by developing loving kindness towards all sentient beings is limitless also.
제 단계 가도 빼나 단 잠블레스 칼란 잠블레 강추지 디 칼라데 샘제 소리 녀마지가 테마스 트레발라 단다 숨 챘는데 텔코 장가 일레기도 와 쳐지도 왔어.
So whereas like when we talked about earlier, like if you have prepare food enough for all the people in the world and then feed them 3 times a day, there is a limit, right? You can count. It's countable.
제가 아니 장관을 못한 거 같이 뭐 나무름 치면나 요랬어. 그냥 된제기 삼로 때배나 인체 가디나 삼로다 인데 매바 생꿀직 답이슬라 삼로직 답이나 되게 소남 거 초대치네 땅감서 랍식 말했을 때 그래서.
And so Lam Tsongkhapa has mentioned this in his teaching, that if we develop this kind of thought, loving kindness, wishing all sentient beings to be happy, that thought, of course, if you have it for days and nights, then there's no need to mention about how much merit you accumulate. But even if you accumulate, even if you develop that thought for the duration of a snapping of finger, and then the merit you accumulate is inconceivable.
제가 남중하도 개와 조사당 모사 개와데 샘제 탐초 상제가 도백지는 뭐와는 샘제도 이제 상 맞제가 파트 아니 개와데 좋아요 말해. 제가 때 배슈치 모성도 와.
And also like that, when we dedicate the merit, to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, then your merit doesn't get exhausted or destroyed until you achieve enlightenment. 배치는 간도 잠잠 간도 저 발전도 간도 샵대 제거들 다 샵대데
뭐사도 소소 발체대 시야가 체도 뭐자바나 발체대 쇼도나 되네 디 개와디 개와 조사라 개와디 파요 말했어.
So sometimes we are told that we have this and that obstacle. So in order to overcome or eliminate that obstacle, we have to do certain kind of pujas. And so our motivation to do the pujas to overcome that problem, that obstacle. And then when we did that, if our motivation is just for that, and then when we did that, when we have overcome the obstacle, then the merit is gone. The merit of having done the puja is exhausted also.
제가 다들 조자는 뭐셔봐나 아니 조자 맡아봐도 아니 그래도 그 좋아요 말했어.
But rather, if your motivation, is if you generate the motivation to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, and then dedicate for that purpose also, then your merit from doing the puja, will not be exhausted or destroyed until you achieve enlightenment.
제가 도저히 가서 빼도 샤요. 빼는 가서 무라와이나. 무데 마타지 치와나 마타 뱅라서 티제가 자자 사드나 코 마타 좋아요 말와. 다 마타 코를 틀에네 메와서 나는 코 마타 좋다로 봐. 대치 반로 빼샤요.
So it's like like a money, the principle, you have a principle and then you have the interest from that. So you keep the principle in the bank and then you just use the interest. Then the principle will be there all the time. But if you use it from the principle, then it will be exhausted. After some time, it will be used up and you will have no more left in the bank.
근데 bankrupt 는 사로스.
And unless if the bank goes bankrupt, then
이나야 고대면하다 이나 나도 개와다 조자 간제 조자다 무엇에 제라야 아니 코로 중요해요 말이야.
But in terms of the dedication, the merit that you have dedicated for enlightenment will never go bankrupt. So will always be there until you achieve enlightenment.
제가 도시 샴바고메가라 당가도 샘제 참마생가도 즉 소득해 얘기만도 치카 샘마시라 샤그메와이나 아니 담보 소소가 아니 자시다 냐라 공고 그래서 대가도 샘에 더 얘기래서.
So if you now of course it will be difficult for us to develop loving kindness towards all sentient beings, especially towards those who cause harm to us, right? And therefore, first you can just develop towards the people who are close to yourself, like your parents, your siblings, your relatives, like that.
텔레그램 먼저 변는 소소 남이도 소소 삐삐자다 간지 재미 좋아도다 아니 동아도 많잖아 대화다 되나 대화다 되면서 삼그러와.
Yeah, so your parents, your siblings, your relatives, your spouse, your husband and wife, right? You have that feeling already there, right? So wishing them to be happy and wishing them to be not separated from happiness. So that thought, that wish is there all the time, right?
제가 대야 당근데 단대 슈체하고도 슈체돼야 지금 매도원에 슈체비.
And so that that is like a conditioned. So it has to be unconditional. So no matter what, you have to have that thought towards them all the time. For that, you have to meditate on that.
다티 슈첸보 차서바나 아니 슈첸보 차베 딱 가래래거든나. 아니 가르노 슈첸보 때 소리가 단단가도 슈첸보 요 말이 그 코로나 소절에 파지고 때만 가도 코로나가 도와서. 제가 슈첸보 따로 왔어.
So our thought is there as long as we like them. So the moment we don't like them, if they do something bad to us, if we don't like them, then that thought is gone again. And so we have to make it so that it will be there all the time. So how do we know when it's very strong and really genuine? Is when we love them, no matter how they treat to us, even it's parents, sibling, or relatives, or spouse, how they treat us. No matter how they treat to us, if we have that thought towards them all the time, then that is strong loving kindness.
예, 제가 파주의 가림을 가지는 수수대 조심 제도에 삼을 깨와이나 다 수주할 때 슈첸보요 따래.
So if one is able to tolerate, any kind of treatment from others, then that shows that we have a strong loving kindness towards them.
다 다나 저들려도 내가면도. So
right now, can you do that? Will you have the same thought towards them even when they're nagging at you or when they're complaining about you or when they're treating you in a bad way?
대요말 다 되네 휴치모자는 안에 되네 파르마들 공부거든요. 심지어 파르마 소소배 위세가 내가 연하면 다시 당sem제 참아세도 공부를
And so you have to develop, that strong loving kindness towards them, towards the close ones, right? And then after that, towards the friends, the close people, and then after that, then you shift, to the indifferent, the middle people, the people that you are not close with or not distant in terms of like hating them.
와 아니 다 되네 대 휴치모는 안에 신의 공감도 소소 막아서 자세요. 텔레공부를 그래서 텔레공부시요래.
And then when that loving kindness becomes strong, towards the strangers, then you shift, to the enemies, people who you don't like, who you hate. So you shift, loving kindness towards them.
제자다 심지다 리기 나자 심지 동아 삼배 발치도 요바 삼로 따치 다 대다 차버라 제시 아니 대화다 뎀브라치도 지금 삼로도 셈란도 지금 엑서사이즈도 제고 있어요.
So think about how they are deprived of happiness, and and then wish them to have happiness. So how they have all kinds of problems, the mental suffering, the physical disease, and the spirit harms, and so forth, the obstacles, and so forth, all these things. So think about that, and then wish them to be free from that, and be happy all the time.
제가 대가 곰타대 단단가도 람람 나잖아 코세워스 키라면도 다대 곰타대 단단 람람 치면은 배서요래.
So way of meditating, on loving kindness is not that intensive, or clear. They explained, in the liberation in the palm of your hand. It is more, clear and better explained, in the Great Lam-rim by Lama Zopa Rinpoche.
어쨌다 두시는 곰거든. 둘이 곰자오다. 곰자 된다. 손님 체외 팽이 손님 체외 제대로 가도 시에서 주로 삼진 고고돼야 돼.
And so that's how you should meditate, because there's a great benefit, right? A great merit in doing that. So the reason why you create so much merit, we already talked about that, right? So you get the idea now.
Okay. 아니 또 다 단다 소소 변할 다 내가 샤라 다 연하면했지. 다 나를 가지 디자 나를 대해서 말하고 시잖니.
So whether you have a job or not, you get more time to spend at home now, right?
제가 주도해야 되는데 사람도 아마도 어째 되는 사람들은 소소를 팽그래.
So don't think about things you have nothing to do with. Rather think about these kind of things, like loving kindness and compassion. That's more beneficial for yourself.
세상 아주 안중원에 소소 샘는 경우마다는 남리 시대 가도 전통 말해. 아주 대략 깨자는 아주 니바요 말해.
So we have to start, by bringing peace in ourselves. So if we are not able to have that peace in our mind, then even if we shout all the time, to have peace in the world, that's not going to happen.
제자 대다지 내가 제시우지대 가려나 걔나라 가디나 샘라 그리고 맞지와 속어도 내도 내서 가려도 쳐봐나. 근데 꼴라치는 소소 라파원 차요 말이지. 소소 차 맞구나.
Then think about the situation or condition or the event that brings unhappiness or that disturbs your mind, and then try not to get into that at all.
미치게 지나는 좌다치 없는 저도 코로 사게요.
So if somebody says you have no skills at all, will you be angry? You don't know how to do anything. Somebody says that to you. Yeah. That's what I know. If there's no skills at all, means like you don't know how to do anything.
제가 다 탱아도 샘 넣으러 봐. 근데 람게 메다 다 리드 되다 야쇼래. 미 강게 라게 말대.
So that will hurt us, right? That will disturb our mind. So it will be better to stay away from that kind of person who says that to you.
And 저랑 아이디어 야보치 때문에 라는 저도 가 샘 주거든.
So if somebody says you have no good ideas at all, you don't know how to have any good ideas at all. Will your mind be disturbed?
근데 람게 되게 늘 소소가 아이디어처럼 맞는 야쇼래.
So to such kind of people, better not express any of your ideas at all. Because the other person will not accept, your ideas, so then therefore it's no point, expressing your ideas to that person. And then there are some people, who think about the bad comments from past, especially even like from the childhood, right? Somebody said, you are very naughty, and something like that, right? In the childhood, and then you keep that in the mind, and you still hold that grudge towards others because of somebody having said that to you. Do any of you like that here? Holding grudge, from the past comments. So don't hold that grudge. That doesn't help your mind at all. And then there's there are situations which may not fall on us, like 60% may not fall on us, but then we have in the back of our mind we think, well, maybe that will happen to me. Thinking like that, then we worry again. And so about 20%, we have no choice. We can't stop it if it's going to happen. And then on 20%, maybe we have to experience that. So out of 100%, there's only 20% in our hand. And so because of that kind of thoughts, it disturbs your mind. So try not to think about those things. Thinking that, oh, it might happen like that. It might not happen. Even if it happens, there's nothing you can do. You have to experience it. So don't spend time thinking like that, having doubt like that. Rather meditate or develop loving kindness. So I'm not going through all the word by word in the text because you can read that yourself and you can understand, right? It's all very clear in the text and you can understand that. So what I'm trying to do is just, bring out, the main point, of that, and then just try to help you to apply that into practice. So otherwise, if we have to memorize all the texts, it will be difficult, right? To memorize each and every word. So if you have to take exam, to write down all the words like it is in the text, then none of you might be able to pass the exam. And so the purpose of memorizing the text is that so you don't have to look at the text all the time, right? But if you understand the core meaning of that text, then you don't have to memorize the word by word. So what you have to try to do is to understand that core meaning, so that you don't have to look at the text all the time. And so just read the whole book and then think about what you just read, and then think about the main meaning, the gist, the main meaning of that text you just read. So maybe some of you have already read, the Lama Tsongkhapa's Great Lamrim, the whole book at least once. Anybody of you who have read the book at least once?
Volume
Volume 1, Volume 2. So by reading that, has it made any changes to us? Very difficult, right? Maybe not. But definitely we have created merit. So there's no doubt that you have created merit by reading that. But to bring a change in your mind is a little difficult, right?
So that's
why usually like when you teach, if you have to refer to the text, look at the text, then you teach all the time looking at the text. And if there's no text, then you have nothing to teach.
And the Kashi get up Pesha none, sick chico malaji, sick chini and dashi jagi orders. And the Kashi Pesha the lochin, dashi to jaguma, tak karjana, sick chin and dashi jang thing like that. Sick chin and dashi the major Pesha the menanga share logum the Zodo those.
So there are many teachers teaching in different ways, right? So nowadays we talk on the web, on the internet. We talk to each other and we discuss how each of us teach. And then those who said that they teach a word by word from the text. And then with that, if there's no text, they say they don't know how to teach.
당부 빼셔도 야보로 빼야 올라고 빼야 대나다 수 lok시 대나네 코 도트 잡지고 넘 잡지 도도도도 소팅이 되게 다코 칸 시에 좋아지는 요 말. 가서 시에 자네.
Then the other person, other teacher, and other person just reads the whole text and then understands it, and then brings the main brings down to the main meaning of the text, and then he explains on his own. And so for that person, that kind of person, there's endless things to talk about.
다 곰제한테도 집바 지장을 다 대가리나 빼자 짱짱 따는데 빼자도 나라 라서는 다 들이 곰제 요 말 조조사래.
Same with the meditation. If somebody is meditating, based on the text, and if you left your text at home, then you have no meditation to do today.
제가 가와도는 뎁치보 키로데가 차들었어.
Therefore, you have to carry this big thick book wherever you go.
제가도 뎁테 말로치 대주제가 아니 대삼로 다 대나네 지 노동라고 주래 아니 대삼로 다 아니 대체도나 아니 나도 곰 가세 잡잡 가디 잡잡 차들.
And so just like that, you can do the reading at home, and then contemplate, on the main meaning, of that, text that you just read, or that subject or that section, and then you can meditate on that as much as you want to. For long.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Now I try to stop my talking. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a naive question. The Great Lamrim, I don't know exactly what text that is. Could you? You can find it on Amazon.
Can you tell Debra or Jennifer? Who knows? Do you see that book?
Oh, wait. Let me see.
3 books come together.
Oh, yeah. And is that all in, is that volume 1?
3 volumes.
3 volumes.
I think this is maybe 4th volume.
And it's a no-line publisher.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, Moria.
Oh, hi. I made a mistake. I raised my hand. Good morning, everybody. I raised my hand, and that's not the book I was referring to. I was referring to the path, the path of the I can't even think of the name of it.
Enlightenment.
The Path to Enlightenment. Yeah, the blue book. No, it's the blue.
Liberation in the palm of your hand.
Liberation in the palm of your hand. Yes, that's the one I was referring to.
Oh, liberation in the palm of your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
when I raise my hand. But I do have a question, Geshe.
That's called the past enlightenment here.
Yeah.
How about this book? How
So
about
there's
this
different books. They are different books. They're different. Is it based on the same thing though?
book? So,
It's based.
라.
How much you want 말해요, 이거를?
직반에 셰당 말이. 셰 직반에 셰당 되는 말이지.
No, the way it is explained, it's explaining about loving kindness. Liberation Palm of your hand is also explaining about the loving kindness. The great Lam-rim by Lama Tsongkhapa is also explaining the loving kindness, but the way they explain is different.
Okay.
There's a difference in the size, in the length. You know, it is explained in very detailed like that, and one doesn't explain so much, and then one explains in the different ways to do it. You know? So that's the way it is explained is different. It's explaining about the same thing, but the way it's explained.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That was an extra question. Sorry about that. My question was about because I was wondering if there's a way that we can find out when we should do the guru pujas, because usually it's posted on the website, but they're not there. So I'm wondering if there's a way that I can find out when I should do them.
It's on the website now.
Oh, it is on the website. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can do yourself anytime.
Anytime, okay.
Also, I give the homework at the beginning when it's close. Usually when we do Guru Puja, we just read for some sections, we jump. Now this is an opportunity you guys to read the English, to understand the meaning. It's not just, action, come to bring some food, some prayer like that. This is the talk about, there also Lama Zopa Rinpoche add all different very important, how you say, parts there. Therefore, you have to, usually when you do Guru Puja here, we don't read Tibetan. You guys doesn't have any idea what to talk about, right? Or not time to go to get the cookies, or not time to filling out cookies, or running that, not they finish. Now, you just read, detail. Maybe there are also some tantra sites, maybe you don't understand much, but you can read the another side, very, word by word. This is a real Guru Puja, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
Hi, Geshe, thank you for your teaching. I just wanted to be clear. Loving kindness is the fourth cause for generating bodhicitta, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. That's it. Very simple.
Good. Then ko ani jinde menga dinsa yer was. And the loving kindness is ngawatra. Shiva. Shiva.
Yeah, so when you count from the sevenfold cause and effect instruction, yeah, so that's the fourth one. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Any broken questions? Any serious questions?
The question, Geshe.
Yes.
Is there a Tibetan custom on putting people's ashes in a certain place, like I know there's where people can come and do prayers and pujas and things?
No, they don't do like that.
No.
They do there's so many also, Tibetan has so many different cultures, different, different parts, different cultures. It's very confused also sometimes. I think basically then, and the lamas, Rinpoche, they pass away, they make the ash, make the tsatsa. And also, I think that also, in order to the tsatsa, you have to do some pujas, prayers. They do tsatsa, then also they can put that on the altar that you are guru. And people keep them. And then the lay people pass away. Right now, I saw some places also they do that. Mostly they don't do the tsatsa. Also, they do the asha, make the asha, they put the big oceans and then like high mountains to throw up. Like also like they take the like some ashes, I think they all make tsatsa there. They make tsatsas or they bring tsatsas not, they say you're not allowed to put your altar because this is just lay person. They put the high mountains, some holy place like Buddha Gaya, like in the Watchers Mountain, like that. They just put some area. This is our culture. And otherwise, they're not bringing, your home to pray all the time. Like, no, they don't have to do like that. And also, right now, there are also couple different ways to, the karo. Wrote mewa swedana.
Cremating, or disposing the dead body.
Kaje meta taya luso chiyore, saola bea luso chiyore, and the matumne, and the chuna yune nyalate chiyore, yatumne, and the chujus on the shelter luso tenishidua.
So there is cremation, right? And then burial, and then there is feeding. So feeding, you can. There's some people they cut into the body into the small pieces and then feed to the fishes in the ocean, or they can also do it in like they call it sky burial in Tibet, where they cut into small pieces and then feed to the birds like vultures.
제가 다 대상바지 사고를 뺀 유유에서 다 주주로 가지 누구도 마셔서 말 마체 맞아 감소나 마체 갈 샬트도 와
남반도 여러 버선을 배려 말 남발
나도 산 탐도 여 나도 파이도 여래
알레
근데 부기 주주도 사고 배셔 사고 배 안티가라야 도카보 차자라 만나죠 오만 배모도 만나치 대셔 만나는 도카보 본셔 그러고 도카보 차자
그럼 뭐래서 하신데
나도 뭐 들으시 그래. 야 자상하고 매다스.
근데 요새 되는 어디다 보고 싶는 데를 치랬어.
나도 파이 들으시 그래.
Yeah. So in like even in I don't know it's Buddhism or maybe it's like Tibetan cultural thing, to do the burial, to bury it under the ground. Usually it's cremated or feed to the animals. So that's more that's useful. In some way, you're helping other beings by feeding them. So that's a very common practice to do in Tibet. And then the other one is a cremation. And then there's a burial, especially for kids, like infants or kids. When they die, they don't cremate or feed to the animals, but they bury under the ground, and then they make it like a stupa on top of it. And so, as Geshe was saying, I remember, when I was going to my village, I see these places, where they have like a small, stupa made of white stones or maybe whitewashed, and then remember that they said, "Oh, this is where they bury a kid, where the kid died, and they buried them."
제가 나도 사자도 졸라야 단다 샬 대다도 샤도 샤괴 사자다 대대 그래 고도 대대 그래 이마 따발라 로시가 투코여여 버리다 로마간데 킹으로 봐.
Like in Tibet, where they do the sky burial, there is this vultures. They roam around there all the time, and every day there's people dying. Right? So every day there's maybe 4 or 5 dead bodies brought, and chopped into small pieces and fed to the vultures. So the vultures are there all the time.
Like Lhasa, that one place near the Sera, I was Lhasa and Beggar. One day I went to that place. I think maybe 4 or 5 bodies that. I think 3 guys, they cut. They just really, when we go to the meat shop place, they just vegetable. They don't have any, thing is very bad. They just cut everyone piece. Then everything put there somewhere. Then all the boxes, they have to do some different sound. The guys make some sound. Then all the boxes come. Then they eat just maybe like half hour. They just completely finish. Then the people here. This is very strong. You have to, how you call it, snap. They must charge it. And they are danda kodo charge na. They do samba tete dana ya kodo partek do.
당보를 거 되게 쓰다. Yeah, so I don't know if some of you might have read the Big Love, Lama Ishi's Big Love. It explains about that, right? Also, yeah, so there it says, first they will chop or crush the bone, and then mix it with the tsongkhapa, and then make it like a dough, and then feed it. And after they finish eating that, then they will give the flesh, the meat part, to that. So Geshe said they do that. And when he saw that they were giving meat to them, and then if they are not filled with that, then they will also crush the bones and then mix it with the flour and then give it to them.
And after they finish, then their families bring the very delicious food. Then they give the food for the guys who cut. Then they just wash hand, just they don't no soup. Just put the water in the, you know, how you call it, semo. Semo and the tongue with each other. Semo the tongue with each other.
You can see it, you know, between the nails, fingernails, you can still see the blood, you know, from chopping the body. You can still have that blood and the stain of blood in between their fingernails, and then they eat with that hand. You know?
제가 고난소 세나 남쪽에서 개 문도 좁아서 따그면도 콘도 좁아서 따그면도.
So they have no you know, like negative or the superstitious thoughts that are in their mind, so they don't care.
제가 디갑로 콘도 칼라 세고 칼라나 콘도 칼라 빼고 제그래서 나도 티가 방고로 와. 홈레스로 와. 콘도 칼라 세고 가들은 콘도 칼라 빼고 제그래. 내가 몸부터요. 그래서
So Geshe said he was homeless there at that time. So he went to, you know, the place where they do the burial, and then people who are doing that, you know, will be offered a very delicious food, you know, after they have done that by the relatives, you know, of the person who died. And so Geshe said he used to go there because they get very delicious food.
Yeah, but interesting, those people who chop the body, they don't have any, you know, how is that? There's a superstition. They just eat like something like that. Yeah, like that. This is a rare now, I think, like the Lord, the traditions, they do give the boxers. Then, yeah, it's very funny, right? When we think here, oh, maybe the disease is spirit for everyone. It's not like that. And you someone died, put the body to water. The next couple of blocks, then someone take the water to drink, but they're not sick. 제가 먼저 미사 남도도 문을 해도 와서 남도서 야가가 굽죽이 오들 지기야 쳐들래네 안 통사를 개개 먹으면도.
So it's really a superstitions, you know, the mind, you know, that creates a lot of diseases or, you know, a lot of problems in our body or mind also, right? Otherwise, you know, if you don't have that, you know, then there's no problem. So like, you know, there's the running river, you know, in India. Mostly, you know, this running river, and you know, if you're up above, you know, then people might be doing, you know, defecating there, and then wash their, you know, bum with the, you know, with the water there, and then that water is going down to the river, and then below the river, village, you know, the river there, people just take the water from there and they drink it, and they don't get sick. They have no thoughts. But if they have seen that, maybe they might get thought.
Oh yeah, okay, like that, okay. Okay, now we stop. Yeah, thank you. And that's like that. You know, if you try to practice, also try to take some essence for all the books. Okay. Otherwise, the book's too big. Like, you know, Lam-rim Chen-mo here, very big book. You cannot carry all the book. Just try to some parts to essence. Then you can do meditation like that. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now you start to pray.
Thank you, Geshe.
You're very welcome.
Saji perki juxing metok tram mi rabling jini de gin padi sangye jingdu mikte uwagi drokun nam da jing la chur parshu jitsun ame kutse rapten ching nam gatin me chur kiet padam lo santen pedren me sasungi droe munsel patu nek yurchi Idam Duduratna Mandalakam Yiryatayami. From my two collections, vast as space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread or declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings so eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths, never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chen Rezig remain in life till samsara. A short, long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduers more of the way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Majjhana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Meek made say with Chen Rezik, dream can pay one po jam pel yan, gang chen ke pei sub yen song pa, lo sang rak pei Jagla Sovane.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Jangchub.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Geshe-la.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jangchub.
Very, 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 very far away. Say thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, everyone. It shows very far away. Like, when the nomads go far away, they do like this. Even when someone go away, the parents looking behind, they say, "Oh no, go back." Okay. Okay. Have a good day.